to Watch What Happens Live at home from the Hamptons. I'm your host, Andy Cohen, saying, when in Rome, do as the housewives do, which tonight means getting to the bottom of the Brandy and Denise drama. That's what I plan to do. Please welcome my guests tonight from the Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's Garcelle Beauvais and Sutton Strack. Hey, ladies.
Hi, Andy.
Great to see you. Glad to see you two have moved forward from Garcelle's interesting questions. I loved Garcelle asking those finance questions. Drinking game alert. My guests won't know it anytime you hear anyone say this word. If you're 21 or over, in honor of Denise's bravo, 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 drink until absolutely no one is cheering for you. You know, tonight when you all sat down for dinner in Italy, the gossip about Brandy and Denise was one spicy meatball. I have a lot of questions. So, Garcelle, since this was all new information for you, what was your initial reaction when Teddy started spilling so much about Denise?
I was shocked, I tell you. I didn't know where this was going when she kept on saying, and she said things about you, and you said things about us. I thought it was going to be like, maybe Denise said something really bad about them, but when she said that they slept together, hooked up, I was shocked. I mean, you could have blown me over with a feather.
What was going through your heads when Denise was threatening to quit if that conversation aired? And had either of you heard tales of bravo, bravo, bravo working the way Denise was hoping that it would?
No, we were clueless. We didn't know. We didn't know. Bravo, bravo, bravo.
No idea. And what was really interesting is that she kept on saying bravo, bravo, bravo. And then as we were walking out of the restaurant, I said to Erica, who we were walking out at the same time, I go, are they going to air that? She goes, oh, yeah, they're going to air that.
oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, out of all of the accusations that were brought up about Denise, did you believe any of them? That's the question. Did you believe that Denise and Brandy had sex?
I didn't believe it. For me, I thought, consider the source. If it had been somebody else that was a little bit more credible, I would have been like, okay, maybe. But I thought, no, I didn't believe it right away.
What about you?
I didn't care.
You didn't care. Do you believe that Denise told Brandy not to tell Aaron whatever happened?
Do I believe Denise told? If it happened, yes, but I don't think so.
Do you believe Denise said Teddy's desperate to be in the group because she's living in her dad's shadow her whole life?
Maybe.
Do you believe she called Erica a cold-hearted bitch?
Maybe.
Probably.
Do you believe Denise said she doesn't like Rinna?
Yeah.
That would surprise me. What? That would surprise me. I thought they liked each other.
Do you believe Denise called Brandy ahead of Kyle's party to get on the same page?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I was stuck in a car waiting for Denise in the parking lot, so I don't know.
Well, you two have probably learned some valuable lessons during your first season on The Housewives. Like when Dorit says she's going to dress casual, it probably involves a bunch of pearls individually glued to her forehead. So I want your reactions to everything else that went down on your debut season with Review Oughta Know. Was there a time when you said something and you immediately regretted it, Garcelle?
Absolutely.
And what was that?
Oh, damn, I knew you'd ask. I think when I mentioned about Rinna dancing on social media.
Who was the first housewife to call you to tell you someone was talking crap behind your back for either of you?
I didn't get
I
that.
haven't heard that.
Which of your moments from the season did fans have the biggest reaction to, whether positive or negative?
For me, when I said that's white people stuff.
Yeah, I gotta tell you something. A lot of white people didn't get why you're allowed to say that and why a white person can't flip it around.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I wouldn't have a problem if somebody said that's black people stuff because there are black people stuff and there are white people stuff. So it wasn't about a racial thing. It was more cultural. You know what I mean? We don't have a pet tiger.
I thought it was funny, by the way.
Thank you.
Which lady do you feel you may owe an apology to and why for either of you?
So,
I don't think anybody. I mean, I have a clear conscience.
Garcelle, what about you?
no, I don't think I owe anybody an apology. No, definitely not.
Which housewife gave you a first impression that's most different from how you currently feel about her?
Rinna.
Erica.
Do you regret your first interview look that you chose? Either of you?
No.
What was your reaction after you finished your first reunion? Garcelle.
Exhausted. I was drained. I was shocked by some of it. Was a lot. It took me 2 days to shake it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bedtime. Yeah, no, it was like 2 days in bed.
What was the biggest misconception?
We did not get invited to. There was an impromptu. Get together after the reunion that we were not invited.
Hashtag not invited.
Yeah, it was
like Fox 5 something. I don't know.
Right. It was Erica, Kyle, Dorit, Rinna, and Teddy, right? Hung out after the reunion. And by the way, you unfollowed Rinna after the reunion.
I did. Yeah, after the reunion, it was a lot for me. I just felt like the stakes were too high for something that really is between Denise and her husband. It just seemed too much for me.
Well, last week Garcelle tried her best to zero in on how many zeros are in Sutton's bank account, which was a transaction that Sutton declined. So it's time for the Strack to get payback with a Sutton for punishment. Sutton has permission to ask Garcelle 3 invasive questions of your own.
What?
Well, you know, this is hard for me because I'm very I like people to have their personal space. But okay, I'm going to start with one.
Okay.
Have you ever gotten back together with your ex?
No. An ex or a particular ex?
No, your ex-husband.
Oh, no.
Because he's over a lot. Just curious.
And they're co-parenting very well.
Yes, which leads me to my next question.
Okay.
How did you get your ex-husband to film with your children? Because, you know.
Yeah, you know what?
Because Sutton has not been so lucky.
Successful, no.
You know
What's the mystery there? I thought they were connected.
Oh, yeah, no, he's really supportive. And I think the boys are at a good age now where he felt like it wouldn't be so invasive for them. So, you know, we talked it through. He's pretty good about supporting me and stuff like that.
Maybe I would have you come and
because I'm making my
talk
own.
to mine. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right, exactly. He wanted you to support you, and he knew that that was kind of a part of being a housewife.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, in one of the episodes, you talk about how you dated Will Smith. Have you heard from Jada or Will about this one?
No, I think they're entangled in other things, so they're not messing with me.
They don't care.
But they wouldn't be surprised that you said that, right?
No, they wouldn't be surprised that I said that. And I actually, shot not only Fresh Prince of Bel-Air like 3 times with Will, I was also in Wild Wild West with him. So,
There you go.
Hollywood is small.
John B texted for both of you. Do you both agree with Rinna that the reunion was BS?
No.
Sutton Blake O wants to know when and how you met Brandy. You said that she was at your Christmas party at some point.
Yeah, she's been to a couple of my Christmas parties.
Really?
I met her through a mutual friend. I mean, I think right when I moved to LA. So, is that like 8 years ago? Yeah, just like we would pass. Just very social, not like buddies.
Terry R. Facebooked for both of you. What did you think of Brandy being flirty with Denise and Aaron at Kyle's party and then seeing her cry about her affair with Denise? Is it hypocritical? She literally spanked Denise.
They all seemed comfortable with each other. That was my takeaway, that night. For the brief moment they were together, they seemed like, obviously they knew each other.
Okay. What was your reaction to that party? Did you meet any of the former Beverly Hills cast that you connected with, either of you?
Yeah, I met Eileen and I met Kim, who I didn't know prior to that night.
Yeah. I met Camille in the driveway at Valet waiting to go home.
And how
She's
was
really
that?
nice. She was nice.
She was nice. When I saw Camille, I said, "Oh, I guess hell froze over." She laughed.
All right, after the break, more of your questions for these two. But first, let's hit the virtual shot ski, everybody. I have mine. I need it. It's been a long day. Let's go.
I have my a gigantic cocktail.
Okay, good. Well, take a sip. All right.
Right.
1, 2, 3. All right. Set your DVR for tomorrow night's episode. We got Ramona and Brad Goreski. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Watch What Happens Live at home from the Hamptons. I'm Andy Cohen. We're joined remotely by Real Housewife of Beverly Hills, Garcelle Beauvais and Sutton Strack. Drinking game reminder, anytime you hear this word, drink until you're as effed up as Brandy says Dorit's boobs are. Oh, Lord. Speaking of, Dorit may be fluent in Italian, just ask her, but all of the Beverly Hills women are fluent in fashion. So I want to see which looks really translated for my guests with amore or no way. I'm going to give you pairs of fashion face-offs from tonight's episode. There was so much fashion. Pick your favorite. Who better served you glamour before appetizers at dinner, Erica or Dorit?
Erica, I'm sorry, I'm so fascinated. Erica.
That's good. What about you?
They're both really good, but I'm going to have to go with Erica.
Okay, which leopard look had you purring, Rinna or Teddy?
Brenna.
Which outfit gave you more drama, Dorit head to toe Chanel or Erica all white?
Dorit.
Erica.
Okay, Dorit and Erica. Be honest, which of you served the better dinner attire, Sutton or Garcelle? Oh, those are both pretty good. I mean,
They're really pretty.
I mean,
We both looked pretty.
thank you. I agree.
okay, girls, you're both pretty. Which travel look was fiercer, Garcelle with her Missoni luggage or Erica sweats in neon translucent Louis Vuitton duffel?
That Missoni, man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you something. I was dying at that Missoni luggage.
Yeah,
I didn't even
it's
know
good.
Missoni made luggage. I love. Do you think a guy could get away with that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I loved it. Okay, which traveling tourist look did you prefer? Dorit's Trevi Fountain biker chic or Teddy's cream sweater dress and knee-high boots?
I'm going to go with Teddy because that's more comfortable.
I'm going with Teddy.
All right.
She looked good.
Whose home confessional do you prefer? Erica in Cruel Intentions Glamour or Teddy's nude leather blouse?
Erica.
Okay. Which jacket of Kyle's did you prefer? Studded leather or sparkly tuxedo? I don't think either of you cared for either jacket.
I'm going to say Teddy.
Okay.
I was going to say the glittery.
Okay, well, what was the fiercer Fendi store serve? The $30,000 fur coat of Rinna's logo, or Rinna's logo dress and matching jacket?
I have to say, I love that fur. It was so light. It was so cool, but I was not about to spend $30,000.
Right.
Yeah.
I love them trying to egg you on into getting it. Okay, whose yellow sweats had you feeling sunnier, Rinna or Denise?
Ooh, Renna.
Denise.
All right, thank you very much, ladies. That was fun. Garcelle, Danielle from San Francisco said that it doesn't seem from watching that Kyle was rude to you, especially since you weren't around that much. What did we miss?
What we missed was I never said she wasn't nice to me. She was nice to me. It was just like when she would bring up something and I would say, what did I do? And then she wouldn't call me on it. She sort of glazed on me. So that was where I was coming from.
You felt a little ignored. Sutton,
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna go
you
there.
had a different integration with Kyle, right?
Yeah, I mean, I immediately gravitated towards her and we talked a lot. And she quickly came to my defense, which I did not need. So, you know, she did. But no, I had zero problems with Kyle.
For both of you, Joe Moff said, how are the two of you getting along after the conversation in the restaurant about where Sutton got her money? Obviously, you've worked past that.
Yeah, we had lunch last Friday. She took me to the Bel Air Hotel, and we had fun.
Close.
Garcelle, I remember running into you at the Sunset Tower Hotel a few years ago, and you were so nice, and you were like, I'm a fan of the show, and just like, you were just cool, and I was such an NYPD Blue fan, and we kind of connected for a sec. Now you're a year into this. Are you glad you did it?
I am glad I did it. It definitely challenged me. It made me grow. And like when I don't like things that are uncomfortable, I try to shy away sometimes. But yeah, I've had a ball. Thank you for having me. It's been really cool.
Good. Well, it's been fun. I am so glad both of you were around this season. It's a great season. You know, while Sutton was almost willing to fly private to Rome, she was not willing to be private regarding her impression that Teddy was kind of boring. So I want her rankings on the biggest Beverly bores with what's more boring. I'm going to give you pairs of things. Sutton, you'll say which one makes you glaze over harder. What's more boring, sitting next to Teddy at a dinner party or attending her wellness retreat?
I'm going to say sitting. Sitting is boring.
What's more boring, talking about threesomes at Denise's barbecue or getting your sign read at Erica's house?
Talking about threesomes. Boring.
Which event is more boring to support, Rinna's daughter's fashion launch or Erica's shoe launch? That's kind of mean.
I know, that is mean. They were both great.
Yeah.
I'm not answering that
Okay.
one.
What's more boring, hearing Dorit talk about Buca de Beppo or Kyle talking about filming her Halloween 2 role?
Look at Papa.
Okay. What's more boring, seeing Wilson Phillips perform? There's nothing boring than that. Or seeing Brandy fall at Kyle's gala. Well, those are two exciting things, I think, right?
But I've seen Brandy like that at parties before, so I'm going to go with Wilson Phillips. That was
okay.
And Brandy was more boring in that one.
Oh, Brandy was more boring.
Yeah, because I've seen it before.
Yeah. What's more boring, Camille's interaction with Rinna or Camille's interactions with Teddy? These questions are so nasty and shady. Even for me.
And I get to answer them. I gotta say with Teddy.
You're staying with Teddy. Okay.
No, with Camille with Teddy.
Okay, Camille with Teddy. I get it. All right, thank you for playing What's More Boring, Sutton.
You're welcome.
That was really something. After the break, more with these two and our moment of mazel. We will be right back. See how lit up I am from that shot? I'm like, wound up. Welcome back to Watch What Happens Live at Home. I am Andy here with Garcelle and Sutton. Okay, Garcelle, Michael W. wants to know your take on Denise shutting down conversations she doesn't want to engage in. She did sign up for a reality show. It doesn't seem fair. You seemed a little, I don't know if it's aired yet, but there are a few times where you're kind of wanting her to get in there because you feel like she could shut it down if she just kind of dealt with it.
Yeah, a lot of it. I was frustrated a lot with her, especially in Rome, because I felt like she knew things, but she wasn't sort of saving herself and saying it, and that really bothered me. So, I want her to speak up because you can, shut it down if you just say your truth.
Sutton, Bryson T wants to know what was going through your mind when you watched the show back and saw how much money the women spent in Rome.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I know. You're the wrong person to ask that to.
Good.
Garcelle, what was going through your mind?
I was like, holy crap. That's a lot.
That is
But it was fun. We had a lot of fun in Rome.
We did have fun.
Now, by the way, Garcelle, you brought it up earlier that that Dorit and Kyle and Erica and all of them hung out after the reunion. Given how tired you were after the reunion, would you have gone if they invited you, or were there part of you that was relieved not to be invited?
I wouldn't have gone. I was exhausted, but also my ex had my kids for the day, and I knew he was dropping them off.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, but it would have been nice to have been invited. I thought that would be fun.
Okay, it's time for tonight's moment of mazel. It goes to the emerging hero in the nightmare known as COVID-19. Move over, Dr. Anthony Fauci, because I am, of course, talking about glory holes. That's right, glory holes. If you haven't heard, the Canadian government is echoing the New York City Department of Health's recommendation that horny citizens use glory holes as a way to limit face-to-face contact and swapping saliva during sex. Okay, this is wild. Canada is saying, put your dick in a glory hole. I didn't say it, Canada said it. And while we're on the subject, glory holes aren't just for banging. You can also use them for some good, clean fun, as long as you wipe them down first. Just ask Judith Light. Put your hand in the glory hole. Okay.
Oh, I just ate this.
Okay, it's okay. Okay, he's gonna put an object in your hand. Okay, now let's go. Any idea what that object is?
It's a piece of bread.
Yes, very good. See? Thank you, Judith Light, for playing that game. And you might think a hole is a hole, but this hole could save your life. The more you know. I want to thank Garcelle and Sutton for being here. The word of the night was brandy. We said it 12 times. If you've been playing our drinking game, don't drive. Tomorrow night, we got Ramona and Brad Koreski right after Roni. Watch our after show on Twitter Live now. Good night, everybody. Thanks, you two.
Good night.
Hi, thanks, Andy.